Hiya, friends and family. Today I have a talk for you called The Logical Fallacies of Hell's Terraforming. As if there could be some kind of logic in lies just because the brainwashing was advanced. Etymological control. It isn't destiny, but the way that things go, it makes me think it could never be what they want it to. The fallacious lies that begin to rule over you. When we become what we hate, we don't think about it all. When we become what we hate, we don't think about it at all. When we become what we hate, we don't think about it at all. When we become what we hate. The logical fallacies of hell's terraforming. We all know we are here to serve God, the Father in the army. We reincarnate after our memories are wiped. To become a possession of the liar again. The inverted prince of the air has control over our minds. Unless we're extremely disciplined and discerning and self-respectful. We gather in churches to worship our abusive ET slave masters. We hang on their every word. Their every abusive, trauma-bonding word. We obey our naughty, sinner, ill-human Nazi media and evil governors. Everyone knows the sun is bad and dangerous. And these microwave blue light gadgets are no problem. Trust the SDC. We kill wholesale. Our climate is changing. It's getting warmer. It's going to stay hospitable for humans longer. Oh no! We must respond with dumping more and more aluminum smart dust clouds mixed with strontium, barium, lithium, nanotech, and graphene dioxide self-replicating colonies with nucleated ice to cool it all down, to make everything nice and cool. Why do we have to do that? What's the title of this video? And get this entire place under our control. Under our cold E.T. fallen God's control. You know, babies. You know, my fellow Goyim. You know it's important. Why can't things and humans collectively change for the better? They are too busy building back better hell. Get this place ready for the return of the gods. Our 3 AI Atlas, you know, if they're on 3 AI Atlas, whether it's the old Anunnakis that created this matrix or some kind of other ETs, make the place cool. Block the sun. Let's terrify all humans with more New World Order takeover scams. More tiny weapons. More geoengineering everywhere. Remember, nothing exists at all that cannot be seen with the naked eye of an ignorant 3D human slave. They just cannot ever exist. Remember, you created all of your thoughts. You made up every thought in your head, so we can sell you lots of poisons, and we can lock you up, and we can give you all kinds of antipsychotics. We can encourage you to kill yourself, because what's important is that you don't think and you go back to work. They just cannot ever exist. Psychic powers, beliefs, thoughts. Critical thinking. Critical thinking, what's that? Discernment, levitation, psychic powers, remote viewing, mental illnesses, chemtrails, self-replicating nanotech colonies, God, the devil, aliens, self-respect, decency, auras, energy healing, intuitions, human creativity. All of these are fake. Because you can't see them with your naked eye, because you can't sense them with your 5 3D senses. They're all fake, right? They're hypothetical. Or they might exist. We don't know. So, the point is that do as you're told, get back to work, trust the science, trust God when he demands blood endlessly. Jews and Muslims must blow each other up in endless wars forever until they have made this place, this entire globe, or whatever shape it is, into a Zionist paradise of blood. Humans can only be slaves, cattle, or prisoners. If they're lucky, they get in the country club prison. Humans are called Goyim for a reason. Jews are chosen. Jews are the chosen ones. They are better than you, smarter, and chosen to rule over us by God. Circumcision at birth was done just for cleanliness and hygiene. That's its only purpose. God is an envious, genocidal, and old man in the sky that demands endless blood sacrifices, but he is good. He is very good. He's so good, he's good all the time. He's good every time he demands blood. He's never wrong. He invented NPD in his image. Women can't be trusted. They can't think. They are always over emotional. These are all logical fallacies that a lot of idiots might believe. Or there is no God. Apart from scientism, right? Apart from the fake science, right? Which is whatever the scientist says, right? So, trust the cult liars. The SDC is fully altruistic. Don't you know? The scientism death cult would never hurt you. They're fully altruistic, man. They're only here for everyone's health. Get it straight. They're only here to To help, yeah. Your child was born in the wrong body and needs to take sex hormones for life. And, you know, if one of your parents believes this, you better get their ass to drive you over to the state of California so you can get those hormones so you'll never get in that wrong gender. And you'll never grow those body parts that are wrong. 15-minute smart cities are really, really good for control, to corral the goyim. We can surveil and monitor everyone really perfectly. If you get sick, if you have a heart attack or any kind of attack, shoot, we can come in with the doctor in 15 seconds. We can get our nurses in there to help you live. I mean, and it's all good. Like CBD stablecoin is all for the good. These 15-minute cities are so good. The controller felt it was kosher to laser down Lahaina, and the controllers decided it was kosher to laser down Lahaina and LA, for example, to build them. Quite possibly. I mean, it seems like a lot of evidence for that. For example, to build them. Remember, I mean, they have to have a smart city built by the Olympics in 2028, and no automobiles are going to be allowed. So it's all good. Remember, the Abrahamic gods and the governments cannot and have never done anything wrong. Everything they did was to serve the Most High God and humanity, and it was altruistic and the best for all. Everything the 1% criminal robber baron class did was always only for the best for all. Don't you know? God does not sin. Now get back on your knees, suck it, and obey the memes we've drilled down into your subconscious mind from childhood and many memory-wiped lives and many lifetimes filled with war and torture and rape. You are here to take control of the curse. Death and taxes, death and taxes, death and taxes, death and taxes. That is your slave mantra. Death and taxes, death and taxes, death and taxes. Death and taxes, death and taxes. Pay for the box. Pay your rent. Nothing exists. Nothing exists except the rent. Survival. Survive. Put food in the refrigerator. Put food on the table. Pay for the box. 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 Death and taxes. Death and taxes. Death and taxes. Now, get back to being sucked dry by your Mort Gauge. If I really get you to think at all outside of your ass, this video must remain further hidden. All you need is outside of yourself. All you need is somewhere outside of yourself. You have to get it all by slaving. And my mother's second or third husband, who was a Vietnam vet, he said, "Son, I don't know what you think you're going to get out of this life, but you won't find it in this whole old house. The house my grandfather, that was a 33-degree Freemason, who actually knew how to be a real Mason, built it with his dad. And the deal was I could live in it till my grandma died, and she was in her late 80s at the old folks home. But the thing is, when you think about stuff like remote viewing or discernment, it is like you can find a lot of it in your own house. So it's not really true necessarily. Get your head back in there. Keep your mind unexamined. It is important to remain a wage or property tax slave. That makes you a good person, man. That's why I'm not allowed to have an audience. The secret reason, and one of the handful of reasons. Okay, it means you are a good person. Get back to your work. Take care of the box. That's what makes you a good person. If you have a job at Google reducing views or deleting numbers on this talk, you are making the world a better place. Don't you see? Videos such as this don't deserve an audience at all. It's wrong. Don't you see? It's wrong. What this person is saying is just wrong. Just like all, especially from a tent, just like all of the mandates 5 years ago were for our own good. Censorship is for our own good, to help us be good. You will own nothing but eat crickets and be happy. You will be happy eating crickets and owning nothing. Well, the WEF had to take that off their website because they got so much heat for that. Hey, do you think your reptilian overlordism is a little obvious there? Well, you will be better off as humans 2.0 because you'll never have to die. You'll never have to die. You'll just get reloaded. You'll never have to think. You'll never have to have a single thought in your head ever again. It'll be great. All you gotta do is be a good, happy little cyborg flesh suit. We'll program all of your thoughts in. And we'll do it remotely. You won't even have to talk to anyone. It'll be so easy. You'll have the good life, the good existence or really the good cyborg flesh suit death. With Google Maps, I'll never get lost again. Woo! Thanks. I mean, that is, a good half-truth. I'll never be unsurveilled either. The eye in the sky is literally, digitally, always watching me. Woo! I'm finally safe. Yay! Wherever I go, God, Yahweh, or the archons are there to make sure I'm ineffective, distracted, loosed. Yay! Aren't they talented? I tell them all the time how talented they are at their game, because they are talented at their game. I mean, after they harm me. The geoengineering can keep my diseases growing and thus help me remain small and codependent. Just like shadow banning and all these other fake attacks. You know why? Because I'm preaching harmlessness, discernment, self-respect. I mean, besides, the compulsory, having been forced by this redesigning of our brain to need cholesterol and DHA. But beside that, it's, hey, wow, the reason why I study and have talked about psychology is because I feel that the only chance I have at winning in this battle is to become better or decent or almost as good at psychology. But see, I have an advantage because I have a little bit of heart still. All of the secret societies and secret, because they created these crazy pathologies, and all of the secret societies and secret agencies implanted everywhere, and all of our agent provocateurs are doing a great job keeping almost all of us in line for a fast track to Ouroboros oblivion. We control you through the bullshit. What is a logical fallacy? It's a logical fake form of mind control. keeping us all fed to the big daddy loving vampire false self coercion, like champions of mind control that they really are. All these agencies have done a brilliant job keeping us trauma bonded to our loving vampire false self coercion torture master junior gods. What could go wrong? There will be no new enlightened age if we remain slaves only. How will we be enlightened? We'll be too busy. We'll have to go back to work. Get back to work. Don't watch this video. Be livers or narcissists, as in this case, will never agree. Where would we be without the delightful truth of endless jihad and our brilliant concept of ethnic cleansing? Whoever or whatever came up with this idea was such a genius, man. They could keep us all killing each other almost forever. Our altruistic, loving Father God's wonderful idea, isn't he a pure good? Isn't he a pure good God? Isn't he good all the time? Isn't he really good? We are all here to serve God, our precious life force energy. God needs it all, so get worried. If you are not willing to run wars, be a good wage slave, and you'll be a nice pet for him. Keep your frequency low so he can get more loose. 'Cause we make great pets. We make great pets. We make such great pets. You know, if you're not violent and you're obedient, God thinks you make great pets. We make such great pets. Keep your frequency so low that he'll be happy with you all the time, or stay in the new cage movement cul-de-sac and be a nice, sterile, soulless bliss ninny and just say it's all good. Reside in spiritual bypassing. Just think everything's all good. Remember, if you think about or talk about anything negative, you're adding to it. Remember, anyone who doesn't agree with every detail of your hierarchical rescue plan must be thrown away emotionally and or physically discarded. Either run our endless war or be siphoned into oblivion via your ego in our financial slavery program, or if you want to go to the golden cage movement and it comes to November, die of geoengineering, or get sick and go to the country club prison where you'll be taken care of and kept very, very isolated so you never interact with others like a good cell phone bot boy. Remember to always remain terrified into compliance with your terraforming masters. Number one, always obey, never question. Do as thou wilt is the letter of the law. Now, if you're evil, you're welcome to do anything you want on this plain net and be nice and be a good killer or slave or anything bad. As long as you're willing to do bad, we're okay with it. Do as thou wilt is the letter of the law. Do anything you want except really serve others awakening. Now, don't try to be good. Now, if you try to be good, you're going to be punished, okay? Keep saying, I have a lot on my plate. I have a lot on my plate. Keep thinking you must fight and struggle to survive as a slave, fully controlled by survival in a box. That makes you a great woman. That's it. That's what makes a great woman or man. That's it. If we remain dominated by the energy harvest and separation of survival in hell, we'll never build another world. And that's exactly what our big daddy God, what our farmer masters, that's what they really want. You know, they want us to stay here. Pay those insane taxes with every moment of your life. If you live in this county, pay those insane taxes. You are worth it. As a narcissist slave, you'll be just too overjoyed to pretend this is good. Because that is your modern brain mind control, deeply twisted into your subconscious by your mom or your dad or that sick first boss or whoever it was. Your first sexual relationship happened to be an alien love bite narcissist. All obedient humans are truly insane when they, obeying the vast mind control, gaslight themselves in masse. In the government, churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples. Remember, narcissists, especially narcissistic gods, can never, ever be wrong at all. God is never wrong. Demanding blood sacrifice was never wrong. Shut down the food stamps. Yeah. Put the homeless in work camps, including me, all of them. Just gas them all, get rid of all the wild people, lock them all up. And that's going to make the world better because our master said so. And whether it's DJT or those that control him as a puppet, they know best, better than humans. I'm being sarcastic in this entire video in case anyone didn't notice that by now. Jack the rent higher. The point of life is survival and, more importantly, to feed the loose to the sucker god vampires. And all of these things are the fallacies of the Matrix. These are what people actually feel is real. Stay a good financial sovereign. I mean, Sean Bond made this like 9-hour or 8-hour video. It was a literal interview with this vampire. Supposedly, this dude from one of these bloodlines. He's actually from Transylvania, and he actually drinks blood, and he writes books. I think his name is Douglas Dietrich. I don't know if it's still on his channel or they took it down, whether him or YouTube took it down. But he said he went without blood for a year and he really got sick. And anyway, it's so the shit actually exists, and then that he kind of claimed that that's why people were happy to become wage slaves, because they didn't want to get eaten by his get their blood drank by his family at night. Literally, like that's a real thing. So but the loose, especially loose, to feed loose to the sucker god vampires, to stay a good financial sovereign as a massage therapist, Joshua, that is what makes you good. That's what makes you a good man and allows you to have your entire audience. Keep thinking it's all, plus you're a cute 30-something-year-old young man. Keep and smart. Keep thinking it's all, and you're cool. Keep thinking it's all only hell, and then stay stuck in our mental cage, because that's the whole point. Keep pretending evil doesn't exist, folks, until it steals, co-ops, and hijacks it all. Literally. Or finally admit this entire place has been taken with logical fallacies, as if that could even ever exist. I mean, what a crazy oxymoron of a term. Only these fake, these brilliant mind control experts who are fake gods could ever come up with such words as logical fallacies.